What's good? It's Jordan. Today, I'll be talking to you about remove obsessive people from your life. See, what we have to understand in society today is obsessive people can become very dangerous. Many times, these obsessive people may be friends, family members, or associates. But what we have to understand is obsession can turn to resentment very fast. One day, this person could be your friend, your supporter, someone that's there for you. Another day, they can turn to an enemy. We have to understand that when we're dealing with people, we have to understand people's character traits and we have to understand who we're dealing with, especially in society. Many times, we may be dealing with people who are going through traumatic events and situations and scenarios within their own personal lives. We may be dealing with people who haven't gotten over those traumatic scenarios and events in their own personal lives. They may have attachment issues and not be able to detach from people correctly. And what we have to understand is it's very dangerous to keep these people around because the thing with obsessive people is they can be positive 1 minute and then negative another minute. They always want to know what you're doing. They always want to know who you're with. They always want to know your life and the deep details of your life. And I personally believe that people who are overly obsessive, they're jealous, they're envious, they want to have your life. And if they know that they can't have your life, they know that they can't be a part of your life, then they will try many various different things to try to destroy your life and destroy your reputation. I believe that these people have things within their own lives that they are not able to do and accomplish and work on. So when they see other people are able to get over those hurdles and do those things, that's where the jealousy and envy comes into play. We have to understand that dealing with people, it's very, very perspective based dealing with people. Everyone has their own different perspectives on how they may feel about another person. But there's some people within the society who actually really want to be like you, wish they can have your life, wish they can just switch positions. And what we have to understand is that's very dangerous. We have to understand dealing with people with that mentality is very dangerous because for me personally, I wouldn't want to have somebody else's life because everyone has their own situation and things that they want to accomplish and their own situations that they have to deal with. So for me personally, I love my life, but I know that there's people out there who look at other people's lives and wish that they had their lives and wish they had their situation and they wish that their own situation within their own lives was not the situation they're in. But for me personally, I could never be that individual that is just envious and jealous of other people, especially if I know that I'm able to do things within my own life and I'm able to have my own mission and my path and purpose that I'm pursuing. So for me, I look at those things as just crazy to have that mentality, but others don't. And we have to be aware of this, especially when we're in relationships. We may be in a relationship with somebody and that person wants to know who you're with, what you're doing, where you're going, all wee hours of the day, all the time. You may try to build that trust and that bond with that person, but because of their own personal situations in the past, they're always just overly obsessed with what you're doing, where you're going, who you're with. And if that trust is there, you shouldn't even have to be explaining to somebody all the time who you're with, what you're doing. Trust should already be there. So, what we have to understand is when you're dealing with people in relationships, social groups and social settings, somebody that's just overly obsessed with you and what you're doing all the time, it's not a positive thing. People need their space. People need the ability to be free and walk in freedom. And what we have to understand is those traits are traits that are turnoffs. And at the end of the day, we all need the ability to live free and live peacefully. The best way to create a bond is through trust. The best way to create a bond is also through understanding each other and understanding the position that you want to be in that other person's life. When you're truly confident within yourself, you don't have to be that individual that lives with that mentality. But I understand that many people aren't confident within themselves, and stuff confidence is a thing. Trying to make it seem like you're confident when you're actually not confident, that's a thing. So I know and understand this, and many times we don't look at the things that we have to work on. We don't look at how we can work on these things. More so, many of us may just live day to day and just not focus on it and not care about it. But confidence comes from within. And if we don't focus on being confident, we don't focus on working on our insecurities and focus on just battling the trials and tribulations that we may have on a day to day basis, we may never work on these things. And that's how you have people who are from the older generations who haven't worked on these things and are still battling and dealing with these things. Do you want to be an older individual who hasn't worked on these things, who hasn't took the time to work on these things? Or do you want to be a person that when you reach that age, you've already worked on these things, you're already able to conquer these things, you're all able and ready to move on and move forward with your life? Because every day that we wake up, we have to understand that time is ticking. We can either use time to our advantage or we can waste time. What we have to understand is that the time that is already wasted, we cannot get that back. And time is the greatest luxury that we can have when we use it to our advantage. When we understand this, we learn that time is valuable. And what we have to do is use time to our advantage every day. So I say that when you're dealing with people, know how people are and know their triggers, know their mindsets and where it stems from, and know who you're actually dealing with. Be aware of the people that are around you because many times we're not aware of the people that we're around until situations occur, until situations happen. And if somebody's around you and they're just obsessive and they have an obsessive personality, understand that you can still be friends with that person, but if you do not show them that they have that personality in a way where you're actually trying to help them not live in that mindset, then it's going to be a problem. But if you do show them that they have a mindset that is really of a destructive mindset, because being obsessive can be destructive if it's not used in the right way. If you're an obsessive person and you use it in the right way when it comes to your passion, your purpose, your mission in this life, that is a good thing. You can use it to that. But if you're using that mindset to just do that when it comes to social settings and social groups and just dealing with people in general, then it's not going to help. So if you have somebody around you that's like that, at least show them that that mindset isn't good if they're using it for the wrong things. And some people may not want to hear that, but at least you're being real and being honest. Being real and being honest is better than just being fake. Because when you're fake, yes, people may like you for being fake, but how long can you be fake for, right? How long can you be fake until that situation arises and blows up in your face? But I do believe that even when you tell somebody something and it may be harsh or it may be something that they totally don't agree with, and you're being real and being honest about it, at least they can take that with them and say, at least this person was being real and being honest with me. So at the end of the day, the truth does hurt, but we all need to hear the truth sometimes. And we can use those experiences in our own personal lives to actually fuel us and help us grow and help us motivate ourselves to be better people in the future. So today, I'll be leaving you with the scripture, and I hope that this scripture can help us in this life today. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. I want to thank you for watching today. Peace.